again, everybody. I got a good friend of mine, and this is a special one for me. Me and Rick, we go way back, since like elementary school. And this was a really, really good situation, interesting situation, because Ricky and I, we reconnected, some years ago. We both grown, college, kids, all that fun stuff. And I was telling Rick about what I was doing for small businesses. He's a small business owner. He's owns a growing HVAC company in South Jersey. And I was telling him, saying, hey Rick, man, I can really help your business out, with getting you some access to capital, this and that. He's like, oh, Marcus, that's cool, but I got good credit, I'm good, you know what I mean? And you know how that goes, like, we didn't know each other for being professionals when we were kids, you know what I mean? So that whole, experience of just kind of like, filling each other out professionally was fun. But he finally said, you know what, Marcus, like, we've had a lot of conversations about it. He said, you know what, Marcus, I'm ready to kind of, give you a shot and see what you can do for me. And now, probably, a few years and maybe $500,000 later?
Roughly.
It's been a good situation. And one thing I always say, it's good to do business with people that you like, and especially friends. That whole thing of like, sharing information, sharing value is a really big thing. But once again, this is Rick Parker. Tell us a little about yourself, about your business, and the impact that we've had, in regards to working together.
Being a small business owner, sometimes my biggest issue at a point when I wanted to grow my business was access to capital. So being able to have your expertise and understanding the access to capital, how to go about accessing the capital, and then not only that, once I had the capital, we always had those, I know we're close friends, but we always have those client business conversations about how to strategically use the capital.
Absolutely.
To grow the business and to do things. So, I've been able to be in business for almost 20 years, and I want to say we've probably been working together for at least 8, almost 10 of those, almost.
Wow.
I think it was 2016 or so. The first funding you were able to help me get access to. So it's been, I've been thriving. I've been able to go into other businesses, off of having access to capital, growing my business, and my revenues increasing. So just sometimes to have even just to have a conversation, like I said, strategically about moves to be made. I can talk about money with you. I always joke with you and say, you sell
Absolutely.
money.
No, that's you hit the nail on the head, and that just made me think about another point that, like, I appreciate the conversations. One of the things that I try to push and sell to people in regards of what's the difference between working with me and other people, is the access to me and relationships. Like one of the things that I remember when we first started working together, and you were just talking about like just like how things were tight, like you were kind of like doing some of the same things over. You knew it was more out there, but you just didn't know where to go and this and that. And like literally from our relationships, I introduced you to other clients, other people, to do other things. You've and that's another thing too. Like I can honestly say that almost every client that I've ever worked with, outside of me giving them access to capital, I've also given them access to opportunities. And like you've done some nice size projects for some of my people that I've introduced you to and friends.
We have a circle of intentional transactional people that work together, purchasing homes. When homes are purchased by friends and clients that you've introduced me to, that use my company in order to renovate those homes. So that's been very helpful. Not only that, I've met other people who do other things that help me in business, just similarly and putting me in places to have opportunity, like developers that build projects. So I have opportunities to bid those projects. So yeah, it's been that's why I said it's been more than just the access to capital. It's definitely been a situation where I've been introduced to another circle of friends, because we've become friends over time, and also just opportunities. So definitely is versus using somebody who's going to just get you access to capital and you can't get them on the phone no more. For sure, there's been a lot of benefit to the relationship in that way.
No, this was good. So Rick, I just want to say, man, thanks for coming out.
Appreciate
It's
it.
truly a blessing. Continued success on your business. I'm looking forward to seeing good and more things. And of course, we're always around when you need some more bread.
No doubt, baby. I know who to call.
Absolutely.